getting in. Please forgive me. Sorry, please forgive me. Hi, guys. I hope everyone is getting ready for the celebration tonight in whatever way you're going to celebrate. I had to run out. What are we doing today? So normally I'm next to the tree. The tree is a hot mess, so therefore I don't think we need to get in front of the tree anymore. I'll just go right here. Yeah, we'll just do this. Hello. Welcome to Confessions of Being Fabulous with Priscilla Hawks, where we live, we learn, we grow. I didn't even have a chance to look in the mirror or anything. I literally just walked in. All right, so I wanted to refresh my lips if they need it. But welcome to 31 Days of Gratitude. This is day 31. What? We made it 31 days, guys. We did it. We're here. And I'm so excited because I decided to do this just because I know the holidays for a lot of people is a mixed bag, right? Like everybody is not out in these streets just excited and celebrating and all of those good things. Thank you, boo. I am just happy because it was a lot of days, especially as we got closer to Christmas, where I really kind of had other things going on. And I had a few random sickness situations happening with my nose and my throat. I actually just had some tea because even right now my throat is a little, but we made it. We're here. So I'm grateful if you have tuned in for even 1 second during these 31 days. Thank you so, so much for your support and welcome back if you're here. If you've tuned in for the first time, welcome. But 31 Days of Gratitude is all about I sub. Thank you, American Aviator. Hi, Nova Reed. Thank you guys for being here. We have been doing this 31 Days of Gratitude challenge. Today is day 31. Day 31. We made it. So I'm really excited. What I'm going to suggest is if you're tuning in for the first time or if you didn't, catch every single day, as I'm sure a lot of people did not, go back and look at the replay. We have the replay available, and every single day. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, you guys! Your outfit is cute. Thank you, Ashante. Beautiful name. Where is the fit from? Good question. So I think I actually got this from my son for Christmas last year. I don't know where he got it from. This hat, because my mom knows I love hats. She actually got me a whole bunch of these little Parisian looking hats for Christmas, like all of these different colors, because I'm the person that's going to actually wear. You don't see people wearing these like every day. They'll wear it here and there. I will wear one of these hats every day. I love them. They're just so cute. Oh, and let me show you my scarf. So I had it on today with this because I had my my coat. So I thought it'd be cute to wear it with this. So I had this situation. And then this is the color of my jacket. Right? So it was kind of cute. But yeah, thank you for asking about the outfit. I love this little sweater. It's so cute. And my son was so proud when he got it for me. I think he knows. So this is kind of like a crop top look, and he knows mommy likes her crop top, so he got it for me. But that's the outfit. This is 31 Days of Gratitude, so I don't even normally talk about outfits. But I am a girly girl, so thanks for asking. I enjoy talking about that too. Thank you, Ashante. Such a beautiful name. I hope I'm saying it right. Hornet, aka Soft. What is that? Soft Pause. Hello. Yeah, so you guys, if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. This is 31 Days of Gratitude, and today is day 31. Every day, most of the days, except for the days when we were out and about, I've actually been in front of my Christmas tree. But somebody pointed out yesterday that this tree is tired and ready to go to bed, which I totally agree. So I'm like, let me not do the last day in front of this very sad Christmas tree. So we're changing it up a bit. I just changed the angle. But this whole challenge has been for the benefit of people that may want to get into the holiday spirit, not the holiday spirit, but into the spirit of gratitude and expressing gratitude as a lifestyle, not a one-time event. And sometimes it's just difficult for people to do that for one reason or another. So I thought I would do this challenge as a way to kind of put it out there every single day in a different way, something that can get you a step closer to being able to express gratitude as a lifestyle. So to give a quick recap, you guys can go back and look at all day 30 days of the challenge. We went live here and I kept all of the replays up so you can go and check that out. But day one, we talked about being grateful for a person. I, gave thanks and praise for my son. He's 8 years old. He was a preemie. He spent the first 91 days of his life in the hospital because he was so small. He was 1 pound, 10 ounces. So I have a lot to be grateful for when I look at this 8-year-old that talks back to me. I don't always like that he's talking back to me, but I have a lot to be grateful for because he's a miracle baby. He wasn't even supposed to make it, right? So that was day one. Day two, we said, well, you know what? If you can't be grateful for a person, because maybe you're just over people. And I can promise you I get that. Sometimes we go through things. Sometimes we're disappointed by people that is down, but we can still be grateful for a thing. So I'm like, let's be grateful for a thing. It could be your car. It could be your house. It could be a carpet. It could be a huge TV that you got on sale for a good price. Whatever it is, let's be grateful for a thing. Day three, we said, well, you know what? Let's be no. Days 3 through 5. I'm sorry. We said, let's talk about what I call gratitude blockers. And we put it out there that sometimes we want to give thanks and praise, but it's just really hard because we may be sitting with some other things that we're just unaware of, kind of messing up our vibe, messing up our whole situation, messing up our ability to express gratitude. So I call those gratitude blockers. And one of them, just as an example, is if you need to forgive someone and you haven't. And so you have all of this just lack of forgiveness in your heart. It's just, you're just wearing it when you walk around, your whole disposition. That's a gratitude blocker. It's going to make it difficult for you to really be able to express gratitude the way you might want. Thank you, Caitlin. Happy New Year to you as well. Asif Hussein. Happy New Year. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. And so after days 3 through 5, we went and talked about Emmy. Hi, Emmy. Happy New Year. We talked about after gratitude blockers, we actually went to a holiday party and we set up something called the Gratitude Corner. And in the Gratitude Corner, people, young and old, children came up and they talked about things that they were grateful for. That was day 7. That was pretty fun. After day 7, I know we had another holiday party that we attended, and we had a few words from the person who put that party on, who is now my boo, and we can talk about that probably after the challenge because now this is over. But one of the challenges, if you guys were tuning in at all, you might remember that I said I had a date, and then a couple of days later, somebody else was like, "How was your date?" And then a couple of days later, some other things happened that I didn't publicize, but spoiler alert, I now have a new boyfriend. So that was a fun time, just the whole process of us landing here. But I'm also very, very grateful about it. But you got little bits and pieces of that if you were listening to the lives throughout. But we also had, other than my personal life, we also had a day, some days in a row where we talked about gratitude tools. And I proposed that some of the gratitude tools can really kind of get you there if you have the desire to express gratitude, but it's just difficult right now for whatever reason. So one of the tools, just as an example, is something that I did not create this, but it's called a focus wheel. And it was created, as far as I know, by someone that goes by the name of Abraham Hicks. You can find Abraham Hicks on YouTube. She's all over YouTube. I'll let her introduce herself when you look her up, because I don't necessarily know how to describe what she or they is, but you can look it up, and it's basically a channel that allowed me to learn a lot about like the law of attraction and, the thoughts that we're thinking, and how ultimately things kind of come back to us based on what we're putting out. And so one of the tools years ago that I came across on her page was something called a focus wheel. So I talked about that. So you can check that out. And then we had some other gratitude tools. And then we had a few guests. So again, that was just a quick recap of these 31 days and what we've been doing, these 30 days, now 31, and what we've been doing here. Go back, check out the replay. You can also go to my channel outside of this challenge. We have over 200 other videos. I have a whole course for free called the Reset Button Workshop. It's a 21-day experience to changing your life, your perspective, your mindset. And I wanted to put that there because for the same reason as this challenge, sometimes people are just stuck and they just need a little push. They just need a little push, but it's a healthy push. I'm not like, nothing about me or this challenge or this page is ever like forcing you to think what I think or believe what I believe. You can believe what you want to believe, but I am putting things out there based on my experience, based on, just like a level of know-how from a lot of trial and error and a lot of, me just trusting and believing that if I went in a certain direction with things that it would, pay off. And so I adopted gratitude as a lifestyle a long time ago, just because it felt better, to be very frank. It felt better. I had experienced the opposite, and I'm like, like, I don't really like the opposite. Like, I like this. But I know this can be annoying to some people. To some people, it's a little bit annoying if you're just so like, positive all the time. All the time. It seems almost fake or disingenuous, but it's a choice that I made, that I will continue to make, and it's right for me. And so I'm sharing it in the hopes that maybe you'll see whether or not it's right for you. But anyway, that was the recap. So today, each day after I give maybe a small recap, we jump into the challenge for the day. And the challenge for the day is what you walk away with. And then hopefully, throughout the rest of your day, you'll kind of think about it, reflect on it, implement it, if you will, try it in your own life. Hey, Bobby T, you're back. Happy New Year. Nice to see you again. And after you try it, if it's right for you, then you keep it going. If it's not right for you, that's cool too. But the point is, I put it out there. So today, I don't necessarily have any one challenge. Today was about me just truly expressing publicly the gratitude that I have for this year based on just my own personal journey of all that happened in a given year. I shared a little bit about it yesterday, about having lost a nice chunk of income for several months in the first part of 2024. And now how all of that was redeemed, and, the year just completely turned around for me in such a special way. And I attributed that to me making a decision pretty early on to just kind of keep my head in the game, if you will, and continue to trust in God, and continue to be thankful and praising God for the beautiful things that were going right. And I honestly think that that is what allowed my situation to be turned around. So again, none of this is about me trying to force what I do on you, but it is about me suggesting that I found a way that I know has worked for me, and I'm putting it out there to see if you think it might work for you too. But this year, if I would have looked at, some of the bad things that happened and only focused on that, that might have been a little All right. Now, knowing what I know about my son is trying to call me, and knowing him, he's literally going to keep calling until I pick up. So if he calls again, I'm going to pick up, but I'll come right back. Hopefully, he won't call again now. He's with my mom, so I know he's good. He wants nothing other than to just say, "Mommy, what are you doing?" That's it. That's all he wants to say. He's my shadow. That's my nickname for him. Well, that's one of my nicknames. I have another nickname, but I also call him my shadow. But anyway, this year, yeah, if I only looked at the negative things, the things that weren't so great to me, the things that didn't feel good, I would have missed all of the amazing blessings. And even last night, I'll tell you a quick story. So I have an older car, kind of by choice. Like I feel like it would be nice to have a newer car, but this car is paid off. This car is paid off, and I got a brand new engine like a year ago because I was a part of like a recall of a part for my particular car. So because of that situation happening, when I took the car in, I was eligible to receive a brand new engine. And so I'm like, of course, I want my brand new engine on my old 2014 car. So I went and I got the new engine, and the car runs perfect. It runs perfectly fine. But last night, I had a little bit of car trouble, and come to find out, it was just the battery. I just need a new battery. I'll admit, all of the stereotypes apply to me when it comes to cars. They say that girls don't really know what's happening with cars, and we don't know the signals, and it's all true. There's some other things where I might push back when people try the whole gender thing, like, oh, you're a girl, so you don't know this. Or in this area, you're absolutely right. Like, I know nothing. I know some things. I know I need to get an oil change, but yeah, that's about where it is. So anyway, the car situation happened. Hey, which country are you from? I'm in America. Thank you for being here, Indian Star, Jack Jones. Hello, Jack. So the car trouble situation happened, and I was actually on the phone with one of my clients because I was supposed to call him before, and whatever. I had a moment in that car at that time, so I'm like, "Hey, can you talk now?" He was able to talk, so I'm on the phone with my client. I'm running to the grocery store real quick. I just needed to get some laundry detergent and like one other thing. And then the car, as I'm trying to make the left turn that I always make, the wheel kind of like locks up. And I was like, no, not now, because I was so tired. It was one of those quick trips where you barely wanted to take the trip, but you're like, all right, let me take the trip because I need X, Y, and Z. It was like that. But I really didn't want to take the trip. I wanted to just go, sit down, eat some food, relax. So long story short, I ended up calling after I hung up with the client because I had to keep that phone call going because it was kind of an important call. But when I ended the phone call, I'm like, all right, you have a man now, so you can call the man in your life and he can come and deal with the car. And that's exactly what happened. So I was able to call my boyfriend. He came. He basically just gave me the keys to his car, and he's like, go home. I'll deal with it. And he dealt with everything. Like he dealt with, I don't even know all that he did. I just know that the car starts. He took it again this morning. And I believe I now have 2 new tires and a new battery. Like all of the stuff that I'll admit I probably should have done, I didn't do for whatever reason. He did it. So I was complaining for a moment last night because this happened. And I was just like, of all days, why would this happen now? And then he reminded me, he was like, well, don't forget, gratitude lady, it could have been worse. He was like, you could have been stranded when you tried to make that left turn. It could have been the case where you didn't safely make it into the parking lot, because I actually safely made it like perfectly into this parking lot of the grocery store that I was going to. So I wasn't on a major highway. All of these things that could have went really, really wrong for me, they didn't. I also have to go and travel to pick up my son tomorrow, who's with my parents right now. They're doing like a grandkids New Year's Eve thing. And so I have to pick him up. That's about, a few hours away. So all of these things, like it could have been really, really bad. And now I'm basically, I'm going to have my car back later today, and everything is handled and everything is fine. So I'm just grateful that it went in that way. Hi, Syed. Hi, Sy. Hello, guys. Thanks for being here. This is 31 Days of Gratitude. Today is day 31. So we're just talking about the year, and I was just reflecting on an experience from last night, actually, that I'm grateful for. My car, excuse me, I had some car trouble, but everything worked out. It worked out in a way where I didn't have to stress about anything. I didn't have to figure out how I was going to get the car fixed. It was just fixed. And I'm just grateful for that. So, all of that to say, you may find yourself sometimes in situations where it's so easy to just focus on the negative. It's so easy to focus on the thing that didn't go right. It's easy to focus on the circumstance, that was supposed to result in something specific, and it didn't. It resulted in something else. And sometimes that's just part of life. But the truth is, we still always have a choice to be grateful. We always have a choice to find, something that we can feel grateful about, to give thanks and praise for the things that are working, the things that feel good to us. We have a choice to focus on those things and to be um, too easy. Too easy. What do you mean by that, Bobby T? I don't know if I missed another piece of your comment above. Um, but we have a choice to do that. So I'm just really grateful because I adopted this mindset a while ago, and even coming out of as we come out of 2024 and enter 2025, I'm just grateful because I think that had I not been this way, I might have different things to say about the year. I certainly wouldn't be hosting a 31 Days of Gratitude challenge after the year that I just had, because I can actually, as I'm speaking, now I'm actually thinking about some of the bad things that happened. And it was kind of heavy, if I'm being perfectly honest. It was really heavy, but I just kind of made a choice to not, no, those things are not going to define me or my year. I had the income situation that I told you about. I had a really, really close friend. We were doing business together, and that kind of went south. I don't know if it's the case that we're never going to talk ever again in life. But as of right now, we're not talking. And I would have never seen that coming. It's like my sister. But I've learned that sometimes you have to just give people grace. People are, in different phases of their life, and sometimes you may have one understanding, they may have another understanding. And if you can't meet in the middle, they may feel like the relationship is not worth salvaging. And so I've learned to, I guess, kind of just accept it. It's not that I don't care. It's not that I don't care about her. I love her. But I also know, I'm a valuable person. I have zero, there's nothing in me that would ever wish to bring harm to my family, my friends, the people that I love. Zero. So my heart is pure. I could say that from a place of integrity. So because my heart is pure, all I can really do is accept if somebody, does not want me in their life anymore. And I can accept it and move on and, still be happy and joyful and feel abundance and all of those things, because I haven't done anything wrong. I don't feel any guilt or anything. So that situation, another situation, a relationship, romantic relationship that had kind of been like this seesaw, on off, and that finally came to an end for good. And I attracted new love into my life, and we've just been easy, effortless, clear. Like the clarity is unmatched. The clarity is unmatched. We're on the same page. Our kids get along. We like everything about it has been magical and special. So I could have just focused on the other situation, like, oh, well, this is, what happened, and he did this and he did that. But no, it's over. It happened, it's over. I did my best in that relationship. And I believe that person probably even did their best. It just didn't work out. So all of this to say, hopefully it doesn't sound like I'm rambling, because I am rambling, but I'm making a point. And my point is just that if I look at the crux of my 2024, I have quite a few things that if I tell you the full story, you probably would feel sorry for me and want to give me donations. Would want to give me donations because of the type of year that I've had. But I just chose to not let those things define me. Like, I'm not letting a relationship that went south define my year. I'm not letting, a loss of some coins define my year, define me, make me feel less abundant. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that. So I just decided the opposite will be true. The opposite is there's love in my life. The opposite is I am abundant. The opposite is things went south in this relationship, but that just means there's an amazing scenario over here that's going to go north. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. So I just am encouraging you, a shock. You said it was too easy to focus on the negative. I was agreeing. Oh, okay. Got you, Bobby. Yeah. It's so easy to focus on the negative. Hi, Ashok. I can't fully understand the words that you just wrote, but thank you for being here. This happened yesterday. I'm prepared today because I know why it happens now. One moment, guys. One moment. Oh, you know what? Today I may have to actually. But anyway, Sacklin. Hello, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Salkin. Sacklin. Happy New Year. Thanks for being here. So I was just talking about quick recap of the challenge, and then also a quick recap of my year. Something that I wanted to do, but I realized I can't do it on YouTube. I was actually going to invite one or two of you guys to go live with me, and you can share something that you are grateful for, but that's not possible. I would have needed to set it up in advance and actually send you the link and stuff like that. So we can't do that, but thank you guys for being here. Where are you from? I am in America. I'm in America. Thanks for being here. But so back to the year, just, there have been things in the year, and I've just chosen to not really focus on them. And I've also chosen to express gratitude. As crazy as it may sound, I've chosen to express gratitude for some of those very things that also were negative. And I'll tell you why. Because sometimes if something goes south or something doesn't go your way, there's still a lesson to be learned in that. There's still something that you can glean from it. And so, for example, let's talk about the money situation. With the money situation, the fact that I found myself there, and I had been working a plan, so it's not that there was no plan, but I had fallen short of the plan in some respects, because when something happens, I wanted to be able to have a certain amount of savings so that I don't have to, just as an example, turn to credit cards or, loans or whatever. But it worked out where there was some savings, and I'm grateful that I did have a car that I could get a loan on. But I also thought, like, well, if you had more savings, then you wouldn't have had to go get the loan. You see what I'm saying? And I'm being super transparent with you guys right now. I don't know y'all. Y'all don't know me. But I feel like if you're going to be here, you deserve a level of transparency. You don't want to hear somebody tell you why they're so perfect and they're thinking perfectly and they're making all these perfect decisions. How does that help you? It doesn't. So I'm being transparent for a reason. The stuff that I'm talking about right now is is a hot dog a sandwich? Cool idea. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I don't know. I guess depending on who you talk to, maybe it's a sandwich. I don't like hot dogs anymore, so I don't really think about them. I feel like I had so many hot dogs as a child growing up. I don't even want to look at a hot dog as an adult. But anyway, I had all of those situations, and going back to the money piece, it reminded me, like, all right, continue to be aggressive about your savings goal, because things like this can happen. That's all. So it's not like a doom or gloom scenario where the end is near, that's it. But it was a reminder, like, do what you said you were going to do, because thankfully this happened. You had some reserves, you had some things that you could do to stay afloat. But ideally, you don't want to have to do some of those things. And then ideally, you don't even really want to feel if something, negative happens. If something happens, ideally, you want to have the level of reserves where you're using it, but you don't feel it, because there's plenty of it, as well as investments and other things. So there's still a lesson, right? I went through that. I could have been depressed about it, but I came out of it and things were fine and things are fine. But I still decided to look at the lesson that can be learned, in all of that. The same if you fast forward to the relationships, the platonic relationship between a friend and I, part of that was you got to be careful when you do business with your friends. They're your friends, but you still want to make sure everything is documented. Now, this, coming from me is comedy because I'm a lawyer. I literally, I look at contracts and make contracts for a living. That's literally my life, day in, day out. And in this situation, it wasn't that we had no, hey Vernon, how you doing? I hope this live today lifts your spirits. I believe today was the day you buried your father. I believe it was today. If it wasn't today, it might have been yesterday, but I know it recently happened. So blessings to you and your family. I hope something about the live, thanks for being here, lifts your spirits. But I am Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Um, I am aware that even if you're doing business with a friend, you still got to make sure things are documented. And what happens a lot of times, and it's kind of what I believe happened here, you have to look at, okay, we documented this arrangement in the beginning, but especially if it's a startup, sometimes what happens is your needs change over time. So, like I recently told a new client who has some partners, and some of those partners are friends. I'm like, what you come up with in Q1, by the time you get to Q2 as a startup, you might have completely different needs. You may have different understandings. A person may have started out as a person who was only supposed to do work on Mondays, but then by the time you get to Q2, come to find out this person is working Monday through Friday, So all of those things, ultimately, you want to document as you make the changes. And that was some of what may have happened here. Things were changing rapidly, but each understanding may not have been documented. So by the time you sit down and you look at what was documented, it was an understanding from like way back, but that can be a recipe for disaster, especially if you're friends. And you don't want to be fighting with your friends and gotta run. Happy New Year. Bye, Bobby T. Thanks so much for being here. Happy New Year to you as well. Vernon, I'm doing okay. Everything went well for my dad. Good, Vernon. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you were able to tune in. But in any case, you know, that was just one of the lessons I learned doing business with a friend. And I always try to hold myself accountable and figure out like where could I have, gone in a different direction so that things turn out better. And I certainly know that when it comes to documenting things, and that's not like a one-time event. Sometimes you may have to, re-document something once a week, once a month, once a quarter, in startups, because things are happening so fast, things are moving so quickly. And so the understanding that you had, in the beginning might be a different understanding at a later date. But anyway, thank you for being my friend and understand. Of course, Vernon. Of course, this is 31 days of gratitude. So I'm grateful for you being here. And my hope is that I've recognized your name. So I know you've tuned in for at least a couple of days, a few days. And I thank you for that. My hope is that something that has been said has touched you and, has inspired you to adopt gratitude in your life as a lifestyle, even with what you're going through. Like I said before, I hope and pray that you have some amazing memories that you can hold on to during this time. And those memories can serve as like your strength, and so being grateful that you have those memories. I know everyone does not, but I hope that you do. So, but we were basically just talking about some of my experiences from 2024, which if I harp on them one way, I could just find myself in, a spirit of not being grateful and jolly and abundant because of the things that happened. But if I flip it and if I look at it another way, I can actually see how, oh, okay, well, this happened, but I got this lesson out of it. I got that lesson. So I was just talking about doing business with friends. I had a scenario where that happened, and unfortunately, it didn't work out in a great way. I still feel like this is a TBD type situation, to be determined, or TBC, to be continued. I can't. I don't know if we're never going to speak again ever in life. Like I don't know if that's going to happen. I know we're not speaking right now, and that is her desire, but I don't know if it's going to be like that forever. But either way, I was able to reflect on the situation and really just kind of gauge, where could I have, done things differently and done things better. And so when it comes to documenting understandings, uh, it just moves up really, really quickly a lot of times if you're dealing with a startup company. And so sometimes just finding yourself in a space where you're being more intentional about just making sure that everybody's on the same page, that won't be a waste of time. Because, if something happens, now here you are, uh, you have a disagreement, and then it sucks even more when it's with a friend. If it's not somebody that's a friend, maybe you'll just disagree and you may not talk, but it's not a huge deal because you weren't in each other's lives like that anyway. But if it's a friend, you feel that more. So that's how I look at that. But despite all of that, I'm making the point that I'm still grateful for the experience, and I still express gratitude for the experience because it allowed me to contribute in a way that, I was happy to do. It allowed me to contribute to the life of my friend of many, many years. It allowed me to, uh, do something that had really been on my vision board or my goal list or whatever for a long, long time. Like I always wanted to do business at the international level. That happened. And it just allowed for me to be a part of something special. So I don't have anything bad to say about it. Like, things did not work out the way that I planned, but I wish that company and that person nothing but the best. And I'm leaving the rest to God. And I'm just believing, in the right timing, God will sort things out in a way that either repairs our relationship or that just creates a level of peace within both of us, with no longer being in each other's lives. But either way, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because it was an amazing experience and an amazing year. So I don't know if all of what I just said sounds crazy. To some people, it's like, what do you mean you're not friends anymore and you're okay? But I am. I am. I accept that these things happen. And sometimes when these things happen, you just have to let them play out. The more you try to like manipulate and, force and, get the person to see it your way, sometimes it's just not going to happen. Right now, it's not going to happen. I see what I see and she sees what she sees. And that's, it's what it is. So I can't force somebody to see something that they don't see, but I can just kind of sit with it, accept that it is, leave it to God, let God do the rest. And I could just go and live my life. So that's what I'm choosing to do. And that works for me. And then the last situation, I hope you have a good new year. Thank you so much, Vernon. I hope you do as well. The last situation about romantic relationships, I had shared that I was in, kind of the off and on scenario, and that finally ended, and I was able to reconnect with someone that I actually already knew, but we had not really had a fair shot. And so we finally got our shot, and everything has just been magical and falling into place. But if I was so fixated on what the other guy did or what I perceived he did or what he felt, or, like I feel like I would have missed this opportunity. And I am calling it an opportunity because everything about it has been so magical. Like it literally feels like God like heard all of my prayers, the things that I maybe didn't even pray, the things that I didn't even know that I needed. And he put it in this person and he said, here, this is your person. And I'm like, oh, for me? So I don't feel like that could have happened if I was just fixated on the negativity um, of the past relationship. I think it would have been, I would have become one of those people walking around talking about some of the dating pool is trash, is nothing but pee in the dating pool. And, I'm not interested in that narrative. So I just chose to not be a part of it. Michael. Hi, Michael. Is that your real hair? Yes, this is my real hair, Michael. Harsh, will you be my girlfriend? No, I'm someone else's girlfriend. But thanks for being here. Love from Japan. I can't wait to visit Japan one day, though. That's on the list. But no, really happy about closing out this 2024, despite the year that it's been. There have been some challenges, some ups, downs. And I didn't even get into, I had some things with my son and his schooling and uh, understanding the way that he learns so I could better support him. It's been a year, honey. It's been a year. So I really could. I could focus on these negative things, but I'm just not going to. That's all. I'm just not going to. I just made an actual choice to not focus on those negative things. So, anyway, we are at the 41-minute mark. I probably rambled a lot, but that was on purpose. I was trying to just kind of set the stage for 2024, what that looked like for me, and share with you, despite the year that I had, despite the year that I had, how I kind of made a choice to not focus on all of those negative things. And so I'm basically hoping that, what you'll glean from that is that you have an opportunity to do the same. If you feel like you're right in the midst of challenges right now, I get it, that happens, but you have an opportunity to, look the other way, see the bright side, see the better days that are to come, and not easy to do, not easy to do, not easy to do. So I want to reiterate that. I try to say that often because I don't want somebody tuning in for 5 seconds and then I just sound like this self-righteous person who has everything figured out and proclaims that nothing is hard. But it's very, very much so something that you just have to decide to be intentional about. That's all. And I believe that why you're doing it, because you may say, well, what's the point? Why am I doing all of this? Well, the point is, I believe you're going to feel better. You're going to make better decisions. You're going to wake up and, see that your results look better because you've made better decisions. It's a whole ecosystem. And sometimes we don't kind of put things together. We look at things as one-offs, but no, like if you're thinking negative thoughts chronically, consistently, regularly, then yeah, you probably will have more negative things that happen that you notice than positive. That's just pay attention. Just go back. I think we had a day where we talked about thoughts, your thought life. Just pay attention. Look at the thoughts that you're thinking day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. And if the bulk of those thoughts are anxious, negative, sad, maybe you even feel depressed, that could be a sign that that is where your consciousness is at right now. And if that's where your consciousness is at, then the lens through which you see life, through which you see the world, will be full of negativity and heartache and pain and strife and all of those things. So this whole challenge is about me just proposing something different. If you're interested and ready and need something different. If you don't and things are great, that's fine too. But this is for people that maybe are trying to turn over a new leaf and they just don't quite know how. So for those people, I would say go back to the 30 days. Today's 31, the final day, but go back and check out the other videos. And I hope that something in those other 30 days will resonate with you and kind of get you on track, get you on task to living gratitude, experiencing gratitude as a lifestyle. All right. I'm going to look at the comments one more time and then we are going to jump. You be careful and be safe on your New Year's Eve. Thank you, Vernon. You as well. Harsh, you looking so gorgeous. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. But that is it, guys. We are closing this thing out. I'm going to miss you guys. I've gotten used to going live every day now. So please like other videos on this channel, subscribe, comment to other videos on this channel. If you watch any of the replays of the lives, you can comment there, but engage with me. I want to hear from you guys, especially if you've tuned in for more than one day. I hope we'll continue to keep in touch. I hope you'll continue to keep in touch with me, Vernon. Truly, truly appreciate you tuning in and your support. And I will continue to pray for you and your family and your process of grieving. I know it's not a one-day thing. It's going to take a long, long time, but I am here in spirit. I'll be there in spirit with you as you go through that process. And I hope you'll keep in touch with me here on Confessions of Being Fabulous. All right, guys. So I am going to jump. I have to get ready. I do have New Year's Eve plans tonight with my boo. We're going to go get dinner, and then we have a New Year's Eve party that we're going to go to. So it's really fun, special year for me as I'm closing it out. I'm extremely, extremely grateful. I just had a wave of emotion that came over me. So I truly, truly mean that. I'm so grateful for this year. The good, the bad, the ups, the downs. Like, I made it. We made it. So just sit with that for a minute. Sit with that. You made it. You're here. And it's 4:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I am, depending on where you are in the world. It's about to be, or it already is, the new year. So happy new year. If you're there or right on the threshold. But even for people that are like me, we're some hours shy, but creeping up on 2025, happy new year to you guys too. But really just have a moment and sit with the fact of the matter, which is that you made it, because some people did not. Some people did not make it into 2025. Some people are gone. Amazing job, Boo. So proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. See, he's supporting me on my live. Like, I'm just happy. I'm just happy in these streets. And see what happens when you don't have the belief that there's pee in the dating pool. What if I was walking around with that perspective? There's pee in the dating pool. Well, then I probably would have a man with pee on him. Or no man at all. So there really is something to, like, keeping it together, hold it together. But anyway, I'm going to jump. I have to get ready. I got to do something with this hair. There is a reason this hat is on, because we have things to do. But I appreciate you guys. Golden shower. Right. Don't nobody want no golden shower, men. Tell your family Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you, Vernon. I will. Thank you so much. But anyway, I'm going to jump. I hope you guys are safe tonight, whatever it is that you do, wherever you may find yourself. Be safe, enjoy, give thanks and praise for what is, for those around you. Soak up the moment and the reality of you being here, as we're right on the cusp of entering 2025, or some of us, depending on where we're located, have already entered 2025, and really just live with the fact that you made it. You made it. We made it. I made it. Somebody didn't, right? So if there's nothing else to be grateful for, to be thankful for, be thankful for that. We made it. We're here. I gave that pause for a reason. I wanted you to really conceptualize that. You're here. All right. But I'm going to go, because I got to do my hair. I got to get in the shower. I got to get something to eat. I got to find something to wear. I got lots to do. I got to do my nails real quick. So we're going to go. But thank you guys for being here. Please come back to the channel. This is the last day of 31 Days of Gratitude, but the channel continues on. Confessions of Being Fabulous with Priscilla Hawks, where we cover women's empowerment and all of these different things that I believe will help with self-improvement and personal growth. I touch on them right on this channel. So come back, please subscribe, please like, please comment, keep in touch with me. And what I would have done if I had set things up the right way is I would have had a link or something so that we can keep in touch. But it's not over. I can always go live another day. The challenge is over, but I may go live after the new year, just to kind of see if some of you familiar faces pop up again. And then I'll have a link or something for you to be able to keep in touch, with me. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to jump, guys. Be safe tonight and enjoy. I wish you lots of fun, laughter, abundance, in your life. Peace and Happy New Year.